The Wisp, Chapter 22. Waking up didn't ease her fright. There was banging here, too, coming from the blocked door. Someone was trying to get into the Pink Palace, but couldn't because of the chair barring the way. Mr. Kavanagh had heard screaming and come running. "Why can't I open this door?" he called. Bara sprang from bed and pushed the chair away. Her father stumbled in. He wasn't alone. Courtney was with him. Seeing Courtney there, Bara screamed once more. It came to her mind she might still be sleeping. Delirium took over and her dream world melded with the real one. In the confusion, she forgot that one should behave differently in real life. "Get her out of here!" Mr. Kavanagh looked at his wife pleadingly. "I'll leave you two alone," Courtney murmured. She left the room. Bara waited for her footsteps to fade and then went to the door and closed it. She made to pull the chair in front again. Mr. Kavanagh took her from the chair. She pulled from his grip and crossed the room to her boots. Mr. Kavanagh led her boots in hand to the bed and sat her down. "It was only a nightmare," he reassured. "We're not going anywhere." Bara slipped on her boots as they spoke, and still gripped by the dream, said what she hadn't in the car. "You don't understand. Courtney's a witch." "That's enough. I know you don't like Courtney, but calling her names is not okay." "I'm not calling her names. I mean it. She's not just mean or evil. I'm saying she's a bona fide witch. Which is her real dad. Courtney's immortal or something. There's the Wisp. At least that's what we call her. She's a spirit or something. I've seen her a couple times. Amy and Colin have too." Bara finally stopped and waited for him to say something. His face said it all. He didn't believe her. "You're too old for this fantasy." "There's this too." Not quite ready to give up, Bara rose from the bed. She was about to show him the diary, but stopped. He might take it. He might give it to Courtney. "What else?" he said. "What else is there?" No, she definitely couldn't tell him about the diary. She sat back down in frustration. There was a knock, the door opened, and Gloria came in carrying a tray. "Mrs. Kavanagh thought you might be in need of some breakfast and tea," she twanged in way of an excuse. "Thank you, Gloria. Just put it down there." Mr. Kavanagh motioned to the bedside table. Gloria did as directed. After giving him a sympathetic smile, she exited the room and closed the door. Bara tried once more. "Say you believe me, Dad." Mr. Kavanagh looked at her strained face and realized Bara wasn't just having a go at Courtney. She believed what she was saying. And so at a loss, he lied. "Okay, I do. But you need something in your stomach. Then we can do what needs to be done." Mr. Kavanagh held out the tea. Bara believed the lie. She calmed and took the cup. Mr. Kavanagh returned the chair to its place by the window and sat. Resting his head in his hand, he watched her eat and drink. When he'd found her in Colin's room, he'd thought the obvious. Now it seemed he had so much more to worry about. What was going on with Bara and her friends? A cult? Drugs? Worse. Beth had a sister in an asylum. She saw things that weren't there. Everyone knew insanity could be genetic. But no, that can't be the case with Bara. Mr. Kavanagh thought many things, but never, not for 1 second, did he believe any of what Bara had said was true. Thankfully, she'd fallen asleep, the empty cup in her hand. Reluctantly, he rose from the chair and went to the bedside. He took the cup and placed it on the tray. She still had her boots on. He wouldn't wake her to remove them. He pulled up the blanket and tucked her in like he had when she was little. Despite everything that had happened, he looked down at her with love and pride. There'd be no more sleep for him. It was already dawn. He closed the curtains and left, leaving the door ajar should she cry out again. Mr. Kavanagh couldn't be blamed for what he did next. He wasn't choosing a new wife over a daughter. He was turning to his wife for help, and he told Courtney everything. Bara slept soundly, completely unaware of what was going on in the house below. Her dreams would be of the usual sort. The sun would rise and set again. In a drugged coma, her tired mind reordered itself.
The Wisp is published on Amazon.com. Also available on Amazon is Monsters, Real and Imagined, Tragic, Frightening, and Funny, All Too Brief, a collection of short stories and poetry. Strays, a collection of short stories and philosophical love poems, and Tattoo, Calling All Soldiers Home, a collection of poems in brevity.